Hi, welcome to Ascension Theory. My name is Laurel, and today we're going to talk about making a declaration of sovereignty and how to protect your energy. There seems to be currently a greater need for starseeds and lightworkers to protect the energy around them. We are, as most people know, in the middle of a great awakening, and the other side that has kept us in servitude for eons has been trying very, very hard to stop our awakening. So in the past, okay, let me start again. This great awakening is different than any other times in the past because we're all doing this together. And that's never been done before. Not just here on Earth, but it's just never been done before. Mass amounts of people, mass amounts of spirits, all rising at the same time while remaining in a physical body. That's never been done before. Humanity in general is unique and wonderful in that we are amazing machines with free will. Choices that we make we are co-creators with Source, and the choices that we make create things in the same way that God creates things. Now, we're only a little piece of that, but still we have free will to create, and that's precious. That's precious. So in the past, say masters would come along, masters like Buddha, Jesus Christ, anybody who's trying to make big change, Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, these people, they were assassinated. And it's my position that the reason they were so easily targeted, and it's also my position that this is the reason why the awakening is working, is because forces of dark they don't see the way we do. So they're reading an energetic field. We think we're in physical bodies, but we're actually pulsing balls of light, okay? So they look out onto the field of humanity, and anything that is a little bit too shiny is not tolerated. So if you imagine looking at, just looking out over a horizon, and it's a horizon of frequency. So there's humanity, say we're, can't get back up far enough, say we're all right about here. All of humanity. There's just a glow because we're all energy. There's a glow and they can see it. And when they can tolerate certain spikes in this, they happen all the time, all over the place. Lots of gurus, lots of masters, people teaching others, enlightened beings. They see those, they're not that threatening. They see somebody like Martin Luther King, and I don't know why that keeps coming to my mind, but I want to use him as an example. Maybe it's because of the current situations, but his energy doesn't just, go a little high. It spikes. They see a very tall, light, bright spike. And then they can look and they say, take that out. So one of the beautiful things about the current ascension process is that it was done very slowly over a long amount of time. Starseeds are awakening. Humanity is awakening at a very even tone. So when they look out on this horizon, they can see energy rising, but they don't see any spikes. They don't know what to target. as we are getting further into this awakening, and we're still at the very beginning, but as we're getting further into this awakening, they can see it rise, and it's getting taller. It's making them nervous. But there are some light workers, wayshowers, starseeds, teachers, who shine a little bit brighter. But they not bright enough to know much about, but a little brighter. So one of the ways that they can take out a human being who's teaching others, enlightening others, awakening others, is to make it so that their earth realm, their material foundational realm, is unstable. So if you imagine like the hierarchy of needs pyramid, on the bottom is our foundation, it's our earth plane, it's the things that we need to keep our physical body alive. That's the first threshold that needs to be met as a spiritual being in a physical body before you can move to the next one. The next one is the emotional type body and food, and then there's the mental, and then the spiritual. We're all trying to get to the top of the pyramid. We want to have this wonderful spiritual awakening. We want to have the fullness of the entire experience, the entire pyramid, and get to the top. So we want to be able to keep our physical bodies alive, food, shelter, all of that stuff. Then we need love. Love is another thing that is very, very important. If your emotional body is damaged, it's very, very difficult to function in this world. Then you get to the mental realm, which on the lower plane, the mental realm is the highest. It's not higher than spiritual, I'm sorry. But mind, ego, it thinks it's God on earth. Okay. It's not the point. Okay. So we're trying to reach this pinnacle. And I know from my own life that after a divorce, it happened maybe 12 years ago, I was kept in such a state of instability. I couldn't stand up. Not physically, but I mean, I couldn't get above that piece of the pyramid that is just stability. If you want to launch into something fabulous and grow your life and experience life and have all these wonderful things, which is the reason we all came here to begin with, you have to at least have a foundation upon which to launch from. And I lost that. And normally that would take, it takes however long it takes. But most people, I don't know, 6 months, 18 months, maybe 2 years, 3 years, getting a little bit. I was doing everything I could, and I couldn't get off that because I was being sabotaged. I was being attacked in a very passive-aggressive, quiet way, involving a lot of people, con scenarios, fraud, theft, a lot of stuff. Constantly having to react to the things that were done by somebody else that affected my stability and the stability of my children. That has been a very long journey. And I have come to understand that was an absolute strategy. It was a tactic because I was being taken from. And so long as I'm scrambling down here to try and just keep my head above water, I don't have time to investigate into, to even look into what's happening to me. Why is my world like this? I don't have time to grow, to expand, to become spiritual, to exercise my and strengthen my connection to source. If your foundation is unstable, you don't have time. We live in a finite reality. It's ever expanding, but it's still got boundaries. It's this shape. We do what we can in the amount of time before we hit the boundaries, okay? So if you are kept in a constant state of reaction, you won't have time to do your spiritual mission. And that is the basis of the current need, especially to protect our energies and the energies around us, and make a declaration of sovereignty, which is separate but very parallel to what I'm talking about. So I got a visual as I was looking at the number of people around me who seem to have flipped personalities. I can't say any of them are schizophrenic. It wasn't quite as obvious as like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but I do have to say that the man that I married is not the man that's been attacking me over these past 10, 12 years. Like, the person I knew is gone. Not gone. It feels like he's a different person. It's weird. So the service to self entities, dark beings, whatever you want to call them, Illuminati, I don't even care, those that are trying to stop the ascension process of humanity, they can't see exactly who to target, or they don't, maybe it's against the rules, I don't know why, but one of the ways to destroy a person, you don't even have to kill them, destroy their foundation. Now, they can't destroy your foundation unless they know what's going on in your world and what they need to stir up that will make you stop your starseed mission, so that you can like rebuild your foundation, so that you can stabilize yourself. It's exhausting. It takes so much time, and they're experts at it, and it's a strategy. The visual that I was given is very similar to the trilogy The Matrix, okay? So in The Matrix, I'm not going to spoil anything. In The Matrix, there's Neo and his whole group of like people who are trying to stop the artificial intelligence beings that have enslaved humanity. And then there's the programs. The programs are the guys that look like Men in Black, okay? So when Neo and his friends go to the Matrix, which is basically the Earth world, the programs are trying to stop them. So these Men in Black looking figures will come along. Now, this Matrix, the Earth realm in the Matrix movie, was built by the AI. So they own it. They can travel around it like nothing. I mean, so if they want to get close to Neo and they know where he is, they will simply take over the body of the closest organic sentient being next to them. And when they do this, it's like all this weird contorted face, and it's pretty creepy. And all of a sudden, whoop, this bum that's laying on the ground becomes an agent. So that's a little bit what my vision was like. Not a little, a lot. That was the vision I had. And it's kind of scary. So I think it's akin to, I've heard of, I don't understand it, and I don't know if I even agree with it, but I've heard other teachers, lightworkers, speak about walk-ins, which walk-ins are souls that come, they aren't born here into a physical body and grow. They like walk in, and they have some sort of soul arrangement. I don't even know what that is. Okay, whatever. It's kind of like that. As an awakened individual, whether you're just starting your awakening, your ascension, humanity, whether you identify as a starseed or not, it doesn't even matter. If you are consciously living a life with the knowledge that you're ascending, with the knowledge that there's some sort of conflict going on, your frequency is too high to be, okay, your frequency is too, they can't take over your body. A demon can't come and get you. How about that? Okay, so but they don't have to take over your body. All they have to do is mess up your surroundings so that you have to stop the light path that you're on. And probably the easiest way to do this is through others. So, right now is a time where we need to be discerning with what we tell others. Even if it's just something as innocent as telling your neighbor, oh my God, I got a ticket the other day and like now I have to go to court and blah, 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 blah. That information can be used against you. That information can be used to put somebody with an agenda counter to yours in the position of the judge or in the position of the clerk who says, oops, I don't know what happened to you paying it. Now you have a warrant. Or, there's a myriad of ways. If they have forewarning, if they know how to get you, in your foundational life, they can stop you by trashing your foundational life, okay? So, they can't take over your body to do it personally, but they can, and it won't be as major and obvious and dramatic as in the Matrix movie. You're not going to know that the neighbor or the boyfriend or the parent or the friend or the child that you have always been able to share everything with, you won't know that that's not them inside at that moment. So now is the time to protect yourself and be very cautious what you share with others. If it's just talk and it's not necessary, you might consider not saying it. If it's small talk is beautiful ways of like messing you up. Oh, especially you have a court date, if you have any conflict in your life, and who doesn't? Prime material to be targeted. So that's that. The surveillance on individuals in the 3D realm is a tactic that will be used to try to stop this ascension process for all of humanity. So it's your responsibility to protect your energy field and the people around you, and to be tight-lipped. Be tight-lipped. Because if they find out your car registration is due, they can make it so that your car registration doesn't show up. They can weird ways to manipulate your physical realm so that you are too busy to do your mission, okay? So, I'm going to get to the Declaration of Sovereignty. That's very, very important. You can do it for yourself. You can do it for those close to you. You'll be able to feel if it's right, because I did it for me. I did it for my children. The reason you can do it for your children is because you are their custodian. So until you are no longer their custodian, you are allowed to make declarations of sovereignty on their behalf. I did it for my mom. I did it for my partner, who I've been with for years and years. I tried to do it I did it for my sister, whom I'm very close with, and her son. I tried to do it for her son. It didn't feel right. It's like I don't have permission to do it for her son. She needs to do it for her son, or he has to do it himself. So there seems to be a boundary upon which this is my circle, and I can claim sovereignty for those very, very close to me, but I can't do that for them. If you can, well, we'll talk about that anyways. So in the meantime, before I turned on the camera, I pulled some cards just because See if there was any other message coming out. The first card out is the butterfly. This is just the general overall message. Transformation. Turning from a caterpillar into a butterfly. It's a beautiful thing. This is the Ascension. The second card out is the golden egg. The golden egg represents the heart chakra. It is that it's a seed point. This is the gem of humanity. This is the pearl and the amazingness and the yumminess. This is what we all have. It's actually not just us. It's the entire world, realm, 3D manifest world. At least Gaia and all of her inhabitants and all of the elementals and all of that. This is what we're protecting. We're protecting the gold that is us, that is source. Okay. No, I'll tell you that in a sec. Well, okay, no, I'll tell you. Underneath the deck, where we're going, is Cosmic Egg. In this particular animal oracle deck, this is the highest card you can get. It is protecting this. Is protecting this. This serpent is us as spiritual beings. I'm sure that it includes a lot of unmanifest cosmic beings, guardian angels, I mean, whatever you want to call them, protecting us. We're all trying to protect this beautiful, glowy thing. And this being the under energy, this is what's happening. We are ascending. It's precious, and we're doing it. But we need to be careful. The cards that came out in the middle, let me see if I can pick these up and show you. It goes from, right, you have to see it from that way, okay. Okay, knew it this. This is what came out in the middle. Can you see that? Okay, so we have lamb, gazelle, zebra, and firefly. This very much looks to me like these are the more mature, more awakened, more stable energies. And these two are kind of us, humanity in all of our wonderful toddlerness. So the lamb, do this like this. The lamb, as the first card out, this is a card of innocence, vulnerability, needing protection. It's a little bit like how humanity, actually all entities, protect their young. It's the potential. This is the pure potential. It's beautiful. It's the I would give my life for my children idea, because this is so precious and so vulnerable. Okay. Gazelle is a highly aware, observant, motherly type energy. It's the goddess watching, ever watching to see what's happening, not taking action yet, but very aware of what's going on and very protective. The zebra is also another mother energy, at least right now in this reading, it's the way it's coming off. It's very enlightened. I feel like this is goddess, and this is I feel like it's a feminine energy, but manifest. No, that's what it is. This is the awakened individuals. That's what it is. This is the awakened individuals working with the higher realms, working with fate. I don't know. I don't have a right word. assisting this gazelle energy to protect the lamb. If there were a hierarchy, it would be this one assisting it to protect the lamb. This is the order of vulnerability, I suppose. Okay. What happens at this is that right after the zebra, we got firefly. We're at the beginning. The sparks are happening all over. And this little firefly, just like the lamb, maybe even, this is like the butterfly as it first comes out of the chrysalis. It is vulnerable, it is unsure, it is, it kind of flies around like, I don't know where I'm going. And it's exciting and beautiful and like, wow, look out there, you can see like flash, 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 flash. It's the beginning of twilight in the southeastern United States where the fireflies come out. And you just start to see a flash and then another flash and another flash. This is where we're at right now. We're starting to flash. And we need to be very careful not to pollute our environments. Okay? So that's that. Okay. So I hope that has helped you. I don't know how that came off, but I had to laugh because under this, under energy, this is the Princess of Swords. This is being a novice at trying to communicate. So I just have to laugh that was under there. That's me. That's me. Okay. So, a declaration of sovereignty is basically telling any entities, forces, dark beings, whatever, that you will not be used. You do not consent. You will not be used for their purposes. You do not consent to them using any part of your body, blah, 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 blah. Because, and as shout out to Magenta Pixie, look her up. She's an amazing teacher. And she brought a message through recently that basically said that dark entities have decided that if a human being doesn't say no, that's consent. They're consenting to being used. They're consenting to being a part of their dark plan. They're consenting to like give their energy, whatever. I don't even know exactly, but they're taking our silence as consent. So it's very, very important that each one of us says, I am a sovereign being and I do not consent, even if you kind of can't do it wrong. So, I mean, just, you need to speak it out loud. That is the declaration. You're telling, it's kind of like, you know, when you pray, you need to say it out loud. That's the key. So, is the word, the breath, speak it out loud. It's your declaration. I'm going to tell you what I said in mine, and then I'll tell you, like, it's just some other pointers, but you don't have to do this word for word, whatever feels right for you, okay? So, declaration of sovereignty. The other reason to speak it out loud, it has to do with our free will. So, it's louder than their, oh, well, they didn't say no, so it must be consensual. Okay. To all forces not aligned with the light, whose intention is the enslavement of humanity and all of the elements, as well as the energies that are all part of the architecture upon which manifested three-dimensional reality is built. I make this declaration of sovereignty. I, Laurel, I can tell you my last name, but fill in your name, am a sovereign being, and I do not consent to being used by you in any way, shape or form, manifest or unmanifest. Nothing I've done, do, didn't, or don't do implies consent. My current life, past and future lives, my current life, past and future lives are all included here. From this moment, I am sovereign. I will utilize my free will as I choose. You do not have permission to use me, my energetic bodies, my physical body, or manipulate me mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, or in any other way, for your own purpose or for the purpose of furthering your agenda. My environment and everything in it, including other people or situations around me, is mine, as it is an extension of me. It too remains free and shall be used only by me. Any past contracts, agreements, constitutions, pledges, oaths, vows, and the like that contradict anything in this declaration of sovereignty are hereby nullified and void. I, Laurel, lightworker, beacon of truth, spiritual cartographer, map maker, mother, teacher, and human being, am sovereign and free of your influence now and forevermore. So that was my declaration of sovereignty. And feel free to use it, copy it, pass it along, please. You can do this, like I said, for your kids, because you can just say basically the same thing and say that as the custodian of, as the mother of, because you, as parents, we are the custodians for these wonderful fireflies. So we are protecting our fireflies, and our spiritual mother is protecting us. If you don't feel comfortable making a declaration for your children are old enough or awake enough or anything, whatever, you can, I was thinking you could have them say it, brief, short, and if you want to use it, if you want to present it to them as abuse, and just say, my free body, my physical body, my whole, all of me is not to be abused. I do not consent to being abused in any sort of way. And that, fill in however you're comfortable, but if you want to do it that way, that works also, because enslavement is abuse, and so the words mean the same thing. So that's all. So I hope that everybody is well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.